Honorable members, I want to welcome you to this afternoon sitting.
On Tuesday, 28th November 2023, the Minister of State for Sports, Honorable Peter Ogwang, was asked to present a statement to Parliament on the state of affairs at the Uganda Netball Federation.
Over the weekend, it emerged that Uganda national netball team, the She Cranes, have not been able to participate in the upcoming 2023 National Championship in Botswana.
Madam Speaker, the She Cranes, according to National Council of Sports, will not participate in Botswana, not because of the certificate, but because teams pulled out. The She Cranes will go to London in January, and they will also go to Wales in January. They have 2 international matches in January. So the operations of the She Cranes have not been hampered in any way. The She Cranes will continue playing. But the Uganda Netball Federation is being discussed with the World Netball Federation and the teams of National Council of Sports and the Ministry of Sports, so that the certificate for the Uganda Netball Federation will be revived.
Let's get a report from the Minister of Sports that will inform this House on the decision we shall take.
During the sitting, Honorable Abdu Katuntu, the chairperson of the Coordination Committee for the upcoming Speakers and Presiding Officers Conference, said the event, to be hosted in Kampala from 3rd to 6th January 2024, will boost ties between parliaments in the Commonwealth.
Parliament Uganda will also foster cooperation with other parliaments, which will create alliances and in the end strengthen diplomatic ties with those countries. This conference is especially important to deepen parliament diplomacy and augment Uganda's role in the Commonwealth parliamentary collaborations, as well as present opportunities to share experience, expertise, and knowledge on best practices. This high-level event comes with increased tourism hits and its attendant dividends for the small, medium, and large-scale investors across the tourism value chain. CISPOC in general, Right Honourable Speaker, enhances globalization, which brings up opportunities for cooperation, especially in the areas of economics, public affairs, security, and general parliamentary diplomacy.
Also in the sitting, the Speaker, Anita Amongi, tasked the Committee on Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries to make a comprehensive study on the status of valley dams and irrigation schemes across the country.
In Nakonyen, in Moroto district, the committee was informed that work commenced in January 2023. The facility, after completion, would have a capacity of 1,580,000 cubic meters and would serve the people of Tapach and the neighboring communities. After 9 months, the project is behind schedule and may not be completed within the planned activities. MAIP should ensure that the contractor expedites completion of the remaining works without compromising the quality to avoid additional costs.
The common factor we have in all of this is a limited budget. Our development budget as the Ministry of Agriculture ranges between 90 to 130 billion for the whole country. And out of that budget, water for agriculture production is always allocated 60%.
The issues that have been highlighted from Teso and Karamojo cut across the water-stressed areas. I would like to suggest, Madam Speaker, that the committee considers a more comprehensive assessment to look into other areas like West Nile, Busoga, Bunyoro, amongst other things, to have a national picture of the situation.
Committee, can you do this a comprehensive report for the whole country?
On Wednesday, 29th November 2023, Parliament passed the Judicature Amendment Bill 2023, rejecting government's proposal to increase the number of Supreme Court justices from 11 to 21.
Delete clause 1. Justification: increasing the number of justices of the Supreme Court from 11 to 21 will not solve case backlog in the Supreme Court, since case backlog is caused not by lack of justices of the Supreme Court, but by other matters including inefficiency, poor case management, and the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, which allows every matter to be referred to the Supreme Court. Increasing the justices of the Supreme Court will result in a bloated bench, deter easy and efficient decision-making, and will increase the burden of the taxpayer.
Honorable Minister, is that okay with you or not?
The government disagrees with the recommendation of the committee.
What does government want?
Madam Chairperson, I thought we had reached a middle ground of 15 justices of the Supreme Court. We reduced the number from what we had requested, and we made some undertakings, namely that we are committed to access to justice 360 degrees.
What the committee is saying, they propose that the Chief Justice will be given powers under Article 142, where we can be getting justices on acting capacities, and that is cheaper.
We did pass the Judicature Amendment Act in 2008, increased the number of justices of the Supreme Court to 11, but since then up to now, they have never appointed the 11. There are only 9 that have been appointed. And so appoint.
I put a question that clause 1 be deleted as proposed by the committee. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
In the sitting, while responding to a statement by the Leader of the Opposition, Honorable Mathias Mpuuga, on the shrinking civic space and enforced disappearances, the Minister of State for Internal Affairs, General David Muhoozi, told Parliament that most alleged missing persons have never been reported to police.
Most of the alleged disappearances were never reported to the police. For example, the alleged disappearance of Damlira John, Chiria Peter, Wangolo Dennis, Cesars Isma, Mubiru Hassan, Bagumba Joseph, alias Semuju Joseph, and Zimura Dennis, alias Boy, were all never reported to the police. Right Honorable Speaker and members, it is the law and official practice that for one to be declared a missing person's report must be filed. This can only be with the police, which wasn't done and which is still being resisted by the people approached. The next of kin of the reported missing persons, first of all, didn't cooperate with the police investigators until the police team had to hold out as members of an NGO in order to interview these people.
Right Honourable Speaker, now that we have received this, I would like to ask of your indulgence to allow me and my team to make a rejoinder to this statement. I'll be back on Tuesday to make a rejoinder. Right Honourable Speaker.
On Thursday, 30th November 2023, legislators urged the Ministry of Education and Sports to expedite formation of regulations to operationalize the National Sports Bill 2022 following discrepancies in the Netball Federation.
The Uganda National Netball Federation has had governance and leadership challenges since 2021, which matters were brought to the attention of the National Council for Sports through the office of the then Minister of State for Education and Sports, Honorable Hamson Obua, who guided that the National Council of Sports Board undertakes the mediation efforts to resolve matters within the Uganda Netball Federation. The mediation efforts took 2 years until Council Stock the Board made a resolution to withdraw a certificate of recognition in compliance with the law.
Right Honourable Speaker, this House passed the new sports bill, which was later assented to by His Excellency the President. I hope that the regulations can be fast-tracked and concluded. I don't know when, Honourable Minister, you will have these regulations presented before Cabinet so that the new law governs the sports in this country. Right Honourable Speaker.
There were several mediation meetings that took place up to even the level of the minister, and it failed. And it really raises a very pertinent issue itself on how conflict resolution can be handled in sports. There are always different methods. There is negotiation, there is mediation, there is arbitration, there is litigation. However, in the sports world, and I pray that in the regulations we consider that, there is normally a court of sports arbitration.
During the sitting, Minister for Gender, Labour and Social Development, Honourable Betty Amongi, clarified that an NSSF member should have made contributions for 120 consecutive months to qualify for mid-term access.
The petitioner, Mr. Aleper Simon Peter, referred to as the petitioner, was a 46-year-old person with contributions in NSSF of 84 months, and he had been jobless since December 2021. The petitioner avers that the petition was brought in his capacity as a saver and a member of NSSF, and also as a whistleblower on the mismanagement of the fund. It is the petitioner's claim that there was a large number of savers who had been deprived of seeking midterm access to their benefits due to a wrong application of the recently passed NSSF Amendment Act 2021.
When the law was passed, everybody who is saving with NSSF and had reached 45 years thought they would be able to access the money. You've reached 45 years, but cumulatively, your contribution does not reach 120 months, which is in the law. Because the law says you must have contributed for 10 years.
And there are other avenues in which government can think of bailing out citizens in the midst of this financial stress. Can we recapitalize some of our commercial banks, bring down the interest rates so that people are able to access even the microfinance institutions? Because if we keep on taking the midterm access below 50 years, 45 years and so forth, I think we shall be defeating the spirit in which social security is supposed to be.
Also in the sitting, members of parliament asked for a revision of the import tax on cooking gas if government is to succeed in combating deforestation and charcoal burning.
Madam Speaker, in the East African region, Uganda has the highest cost of gas for cooking. Madam Speaker, whereas there was a pronouncement by government banning the cutting of trees and the selling of charcoal, I see we are not very prepared. I therefore want to agree with you that the government should reduce taxes, majorly on the gas that comes within the country.
Government should take a deliberate effort in reducing the prices of electricity. Because most people, right, Honorable Speaker, may not access gas. But we have done rural electrification. Electricity is almost everywhere in most parts of Uganda. If there is a deliberate effort to reduce the cost of electricity, then people can use electricity for cooking.
I had in the house to Tuesday too.